Hello everyone, welcome to the Computer Vision and Machine Learning Lab. Today we are going to discuss the third lab of CVML Lab, which is object detection using contour detection and bounding boxes. So here you can see the details of the experiment. The aim of this experiment is finding the contours, that is finding the contours as well as bounding boxes to detect the object. So that is the aim of the experiment, which means we want to determine the object by drawing the contours and bounding boxes. So let us begin with importing the required libraries. As you know, we are doing the experiment using OpenCV in Python. So first we import OpenCV with the name CV2, and then since we are going to draw the image on our own, the image includes like circles, rectangles and straight lines. So I consider the two more packages here. We consider two more packages in the experiment, that is NumPy as well as Matplotlib for plotting the images. First, let us create the image. So here we use the command from the NumPy, that is np.zeros of 512, 512, 3. So here the data type is, usually we set it as uint8. Now within this dimensions, we are going to draw the line, circle, rectangle, and again circle and rectangle of different shapes, different dimensions. So use the command called cv2.line image with the dimensions 25, 25 in 200, 200, 255, 00, 7. Similarly, we will draw the circle with the appropriate dimensions, the rectangle with these dimensions, circle with these dimensions, and rectangle with these dimensions. Since all these images are drawn using OpenCV, we want to plot these images. So primarily we convert this OpenCV developed images or generated images to RGB, because we all know that OpenCV uses the standard color channel format as BGR. We convert that to RGB format using the command cvt color of image which we have drawn using cv2.color bgr to RGB. So we use RGB to plot the images, whereas the default channel is BGR in OpenCV. So using Matplotlib library, we are going to plot this image first. Whatever the image we have generated, that we are going to plot here. So use the command, that is plot imshow. So this is what we have generated. Now you can see the images which we have generated or created. So you can see a straight line, circle, a rectangle along with a square, right? This is our image. Now here we want to determine all these objects. If you notice, there are 5 objects. One is the circle, a square or rectangle, and then it's a straight line, and then a circle inside a square or rectangle. Now to proceed with object detection using contour as well as boundary boxes, first we need to convert this color image into gray, that is so grayscale image, and we will apply some thresholding. So use the command cv2.cvtcolor bgr to grayscale. This is the command we use to convert the original color image, which is with the BGR channel, to grayscale image. And then we set the threshold within 1, 255 of this threshold, and this is of threshold binary we are going to apply. Now we will find the contours. We will apply contours over this image using the command cv2 dot find contours. So with cv2 dot external and chain approximate simple. So you can draw the contours internal or external. Here we are going to draw the contours external to the object. Now we are going to draw the bounding boxes. So you can see image with bounding boxes. So we will draw the bounding boxes for all the contours that we have created in the previous cell. So you can see cv2 dot contour area of contour. Now use the command called cv2 dot bounding rectangle. What kind of bounding boxes you want to draw? Nothing but rectangular bounding boxes we want to draw. Okay. Now finally we can see the contours which are drawn. So that is over the image using cv2 drawn contours and over the RGB image with contours RGB. You can get this one using the same command color BGR to RGB and again CVR BGR to RGB to get that bounding boxes as well as to get the contours. Now we can plot these images, all the images whatever we have generated up to now, that includes the original image as well as the bounding boxes images using the library called matplotlib, that is plt.subplot plt.imshow of the contours we are going to draw, we are going to display. If we want, you can also display bounding boxes also, images with bounding boxes. Here is your plot imshow of images with bounding boxes, that is images with bounding boxes. So let us run each cell from the beginning and see how the cell is responding for execution. So let me run everything from the beginning. First import the basic packages, generate the image. Here you can see this is what the image we are creating. Now we are ready to go with determine the contours. First you apply the grayscale as well as the thresholding over the image, original image. Now we find the contours, then we will move on to find contours, then we will generate the bounding boxes and finally you can see the objects. So here you can clearly see, so this is image with contour and this is image with bounding boxes. The bounding boxes which we consider here is the rectangle bounding boxes. So these are the contours that will follow the original object. So you can see the external contours we are drawing. This is a circle. You can see the yellow line which is the contour, and here bounding boxes, this is a straight line. You have a bounding box in the red color. Also the circle is enclosed with a red color, that is again a bounding box. Similarly for these rectangles or squares inside the circle, inside that rectangle also we can see. So this is an experiment. This is a third lab experiment for computer vision and machine learning lab, where we determine the objects, we detect the objects using contours and bounding boxes. Remember, contour is nothing but a trace that will follow the original object shape, and in the bounding boxes you are going to draw the boxes, either it is rectangle box or a square box you are going to draw to detect the object. That's all for the lab. Thank you.